Welcome to Eagle News. Hello, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Jack.
We are so glad you could join us today. In today's episode, we will report about Eversole Run Middle School news, national news, Ohio news, teacher focus, science news, riddles, technology news, and much, much more.
In more world news, on August 18th, a teenager took to the skies. The pilot Zara Rutherford is only 19 years old. She hopes to become the youngest woman to fly around the world solo. Rutherford took off from an airstrip in Belgium, which is a country in Europe. Weather conditions were gusty and cloudy as she left. Her parents were looking on as she took off. Rutherford is aiming to break the world record set by American pilot Shista Waz in 2017. Waz set the record as the youngest woman to fly around the world. When she was 30 years old, the men's record for a solo round around the world was held by Travis Ludlow of Great Britain, who is 18 years old. He completed his flight in July 2021, crossing 5 continents and 52 countries. The Shark plane is too small for the long-distance flying over the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Oceans. For the crossing of the Atlantic Ocean, Rutherford plans to fly up through Europe and over Greenland, which is close to parts of Canada. She'll head down the United States, then back up to Alaska, and she'll cross the Pacific. From there, she'll head across Asia back up to Europe. Her goal is to inspire girls, young women, to get into aviation, she said. Aviation is flying, designing, and making the aircraft.
On this date in history, in 1783, Treaty of Paris signed in Paris ends the American Revolutionary War between Great Britain and the United States of America.
In language arts news, what is fiction? Fiction refers to literature created from the imagination. Mysteries, science fiction, romance, fantasy, crime thrillers are all fiction genres. Examples of a classic fiction include To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and 1984 by George Orwell. Non-fiction refers to literature based in fact. It is the broadcast category of literature. Many categories including biography, business, cooking, health and fitness, pets, crafts, home decoration, languages, travel, home improvement, religion, art, and music.
Fun facts of the day. Experiments in universities have actually been carried out to figure that how many licks it takes to get the center of a Tootsie Pop, both with machine and human lickers, because this is important scientific knowledge. The results range from 252 to 411.
In Eagle sports news, last week was another great week of Eversole Eagle athletics. Our girls' tennis team stayed on their hot streak by defeating Dublin Cells and Hilliard Weaver this week. Their record is now 5-1 heading into their tournament in Marysville last Saturday. Our football program continues to roll and improve. They completed a program sweep of Olentangy Liberty this week. 7th grade won 20-16 at home on Wednesday, while the 8th grade defeated the Warriors 21-20 on the road on Thursday. Both teams are undefeated. Today there will be an all-school tailgate on ahead of the 8th grade tilt versus the Worthington Cards. It will be 3:15 to 5:15 on the ERMS practice field. Go Eagles.
Hi, this is Joseph, and this is your weekend's weather. So we got a high of 83 with a low of 59 and a 10% chance of rain. Then on Saturday, there is a high of 85, low of 63 with a 10% chance of rain. Then on Sunday, there's a high of 86, low of 63, and a 10% chance of rain. I'm Joseph, and have a great weekend. In science news, what are tides? High and low tides are caused by the moon. The moon's gravitational pull generates something called the tidal force. The tidal force causes Earth and its water to bulge out on the side closest to the moon and the side farthest from the moon. These bulges are water and high tides. High tides and low tides are caused by the moon. The moon's gravitational pull generates something called the tidal force. The tidal force causes Earth and its water to bulge out on the side closest to the moon and the side farthest from the moon. These bulges of water are high tides. As the Earth rotates, your region of Earth passes through both of these bulges each day. When you're in one of these bulges, you have to experience high tide. When you're not in one of these bulges, you experience a low tide. This cycle of 2 high tides and 2 low tides occur most days on most of the coastlines of the world. Wow, I didn't know that.
In math news, what are square roots? Square root in mathematics, a factor of a number when it's multiplied by itself, given the original number. For example, both 3 and 3 are square roots of 9. As early as the 2nd millennium BC, the Babylonians possessed effective methods for approximating square roots. I will remember this in math class.
In social studies news, what is a timeline? A timeline is an alignment of time, a chronological statement, to define a certain chain of events or activities that happen at a particular phase in a usual context. It is a representation of the data defined through lists, tables, or graphics, where it is all jotted down, sequenced in the same chronological order. Like a flowchart, it helps users identify specific patterns in a scheme or course of procedure with a streamlined format, concisely depicting different temporal relations. It is simple to look at, handy to work with, and easier to manage.
Joseph, and this is this week's Eagle Recognition Awards. Reed Garris for being service-minded by Mrs. Phelps. Emma Hoyard for being service-minded by Mrs. Jerger. And Brody Bear for having ownership by Mrs. Keck.
And I'm Jack, and this is 3 more Eagle Recognition Awards. Riker Torino for being service-minded by Mrs. Steckel. Rocco Lombardi for being service-minded by Mr. Irwin. And Tavon Flute for having respect by Mrs. Stischok. And that is your award winners for this week. In National Day calendar news, today is National Cheeseburger Day, National Apple Dumpling Day, National Constitution Day, and Citizenships Day.
In health news, getting enough sleep is essential for helping a person maintain optimal health and well-being. When it comes to their health, sleep is as vital as regular exercise and eating a balanced diet. Modern-day living in the United States and many other countries does not always embrace the necessity for adequate sleep. Yet it is important that people make an effort to get enough sleep regularly.
In social and emotional news, what are social skills? Well, being able to interact with others is another important aspect of emotional intelligence. Having strong social skills allows people to build meaningful relationships with other people and develop a stronger understanding of themselves and others. True emotional understanding involves more than just understanding of your emotions and those of others. You also need to be able to put this information to work in your daily interactions and communications.
Well, that's the Eagle News for today. If you have a story you would like to have featured on Eagle News, please let Mr. McNeil know. Here at Eversole, we are creating a community of excellence by being positive, working hard, and respecting the uniqueness of ourselves and each other. See you next week, and have an amazing day.